Hello everyone and welcome to the Munce Report this week as trainer Chris Munce previews what's a huge weekend of racing for the stable. Welcome mate, you've got a big weekend of racing coming up and you're heading in on the right note with Cartier scoring a well-deserved win for her all-female owned syndicate at Ipswich on Wednesday.
Yeah, look, I was really pleased to see her win the way she did, Adam. I mean, she's been knocking on the door. Her last three runs have been really good, very competitive. She was a favourite last week and was narrowly beaten, and I was really surprised by the odds she got out to yesterday. But putting all that aside, she was very fit. The quick week back up, I think, helped her, and yeah, she just toughed it right out to the line.
Yeah, she's had a good preparation. You've mentioned that she's improving with racing in every start, and obviously she was deep into a campaign, but fitness told yesterday, and now you're thinking she's heading to the paddock for a well-earned rest.
She's gone already. Yep, she went out this morning, and I just think sometimes it's good to put them out when they've had a confidence-boosting win, particularly when she'd been had quite a long prep, and I hadn't missed her because she'd sort of frustrated me early in the prep where she'd been a touch disappointing and hadn't raced up to her track work. So I left no stone unturned with her, that's for sure, as far as fitness goes, and so it's good that she's able to improve the way she did, and as I said, she can go to the paddock on a good note.
Very good. Well, congratulations to the DeVries family and their connections there, the all-girls syndicate. So well done, and interested to see what she can do next preparation. Okay, well, it's time for the preview. Let's get into it. You've got a big team of horses heading to the Sunshine Coast for Saturday's Metropolitan meeting. But firstly, Ballina Friday, one runner engaged there, Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, entered for a maiden plate. But I guess it's all dependent on the weather. There's been quite a bit of rain down that way. Yeah,
that's right. And I mean, look, right at this point in time, you'd have to say that she'd be doubtful to go down there, Adam, with the rain that's about. I think Ballina was already heavy 10 this morning. So, look, if it's still raining down there, they might even be doubtful of running. So she's got a backup of a race for her on Saturday at the Gold Coast, which could be more possible chance where she would go to.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about that in a minute, that other race. Saturday at the Sunshine Coast, you've got an interesting team of runners heading up the M1, kicking off in race one. Smart Meteor, who's on the 10-day backup in a Class 3 plate after running a narrow third at Ipswich last Wednesday. Justin Huxtable back aboard. He's back.
Yeah, Justin's back, and it's good to have him on Smart Meteor. I think it'll be a good ride for him to kick off on. Thought he raced very well the other day in an unsuitable race where they went very slow. I think the key to this horse, I know he's been a little bit frustrating his last few starts, but he's certainly holding his form very well, and he looks as good as I've seen him look. And I've got no doubt that he'll run very well on Saturday. I think so long as they go along at a nice even gallop, he's rock hard fit now, and I would expect him to be a major chance in a race like this. And as I said before, I know he's been a bit of a frustrating horse, but I think the key to him is genuinely run races, which he certainly hasn't got these last couple of starts.
Very good. Well, he lines up Class 3 plate over the mile, jumping for barrier 4 for Justin Huxtable, who knows him well. We then move over to race 2, where an interesting runner here in Lucky Jackson, who's also running today, Thursday. We're recording this Thursday prior to the races, but he's entered to run at Eagle Farm today, and you're considering backing him up on Saturday. Just talk us through your thought process there. He's obviously fit and well.
He is, and I've never seen this horse look as well as what he does at the moment. And his last start was a run that really sort of showed me that he's starting to improve and get to the level of fitness I want. So he will run today at Eagle Farm, and depending on what happens today, the result and how he pulls up after today, that will determine whether we back him up on Saturday or not. And the reason behind backing him up is obviously his Caloundra form. He just loves Caloundra. It's going to be a heavy track up there, or a wet track at least, which we know he also likes that, and he's going into it rock hard fit. So, as I said, so long as he pulls up well out of today and he recovers the way that I want him to, he's a chance that he will back up on Saturday.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting one. Obviously, we don't see it too much these days, but it's obviously been a method that's worked previously. There's the old stories about horses running multiple times throughout Melbourne Cup week at Flemington.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's no different to running in McKinnon on Saturday and then running in the Melbourne Cup on the Tuesday. So, it's not as if he's not a fit horse at this stage of his prep. He's an extremely fit horse. He's doing well in the stable. So, and he's sound and pain-free. So there's no reason not to run him unless he pulls up with any problems after today.
Very good, mate. Well, interested to see how he goes later today. We then move over to the dual preludes for both the boys and the girls, the fillies and the colts and geldings plate, both over the 1,000 metres. You've got three interesting runners here, all first starters who were purchased from the March Magic Million sale last year. So obviously less than 12 months on, and here they are set to line up for their first starts. Rising Spirit is lining up in race 3 in the fillies brigade. She's a Spirit of Boom filly and wasn't far off in a recent barrier trial.
No, and this filly, this preparation has just really impressed me how much she's improved from early days. She was a bit, she was quite immature early days when we first got her from the breakers in her first few preps, and she went off her feed very quickly and just couldn't stand the rigours of the early 2-year-old training. But this time around, she's much improved. She trialled quite nicely the other day. In all fairness to these 3 2-year-olds, they're probably all going to the races a fortnight too early. I'd love to have been able to give them a second trial, but the duel's only 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away, 3 weeks away. So we really need to line these horses up and see where they're at. If they don't perform to expectations, well, they can live to fight another day. They obviously don't go to the duel. But this filly, as I said, she's probably going to the race a little bit soon, but she's drawn well. She's got a good rider, and she's as fit as I can have her go this time around.
Very good. Exciting time for connections. And as you say, this is where, you learn more about them, don't you? So under race conditions. So exciting times.
Yeah, my word. And like they'll still learn. They've got a lot to learn, these horses. They are not race savvy like a few of the other horses that are competing in this race. But, there's nothing like a day at the races to improve them and get a bit of experience under the belt.
We move over to the Colts and Geldings version where Millwood lines up here. He's the Almaha Cult who we spoke about in last week's show and in previous shows. Drawn well in barrier 5 for Justin Huxtable and trialled well. Lovely horse.
Just surprised me the other day, the way that he trialled. He got back off them. His first time in a long sort of jump out trial. He was still a bit behind the 8 ball fitness wise, but he really showed a lot of tenacity, finishing his trial off nicely to run a very close second. Certainly he's got so much improvement left in him, but he's a very big horse. He's a very heavy horse. He's still a colt at this stage, so I don't know how much longer he'll remain a colt for, but as far as his temperament goes, we've got no reason to geld him, but he's a very exciting galloper, this horse, and I'm looking forward to getting him to the race and have a look at him tomorrow.
Very good. Yeah, sure. And also in the same race, Military Gambler, who's a striking grey colt by the sire Rommel. Obviously, as we mentioned, purchased from the March Magic Million sale last year, drawn out wide in barrier 11 for Bobby Alyssa. What are your thoughts on that? I know you've been happy with him as well.
Yeah, well, he's also a very good galloper, but he's in a similar boat as the other two fitness-wise, and where he gets to in the run, I'm just going to have to leave that up to Bobby. I thought his trial was good the other day. He showed good competitive speed and led in the trial, but he was still had a bit to learn. When Matthew McGilvray, who rode him in the trial, asked a bit of pressure on him, he just got lost. He didn't know what to do and let down and finish off. So he's still learning, but he's shown me enough ability on the track to know that he can gallop, that's for sure.
Very good. Well, it will be interesting to see how they fare. And as I said, lots of interest around the other two runners as well. So good luck to connections there for those Sunshine Coast runners. We move over to the Gold Coast on Saturday. You've got 3 acceptors here, 2 in the same race, Vital Source and Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, who we mentioned earlier. And Kitty hasn't been far off at midweek level. So I guess this is sort of a drop in grade here.
Yeah, and look, Kitty's been in work quite a while now, and she's probably looking for a bit of a break, but she is holding her condition nicely. Galloped quite strong on Tuesday morning, so she'll go to the race as a very fit horse. She's got the addition of winkers. Pedigree suggests she'll handle the wet, so I would say that she will run at the Gold Coast, that as long as they go ahead with the meeting. Vital Source, on the other hand, I'm not sure. I may wait with her because obviously the way she went the other day on a more a good track suggests to us that she won't handle the wet. So we just need to see what the weather does between now and then for her. But she ran out of her skin last start, Vital Source, and she's just improved again since that run.
Okay, and then we move over to Raysix, which is the Colts, Geldings and Henties maiden handicap over the 1400 metres. Malachini, barrier 3 for Alan Chow, and was an improved run last start and also had some excuses.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, this horse, you look at his form and you'll say, well, he's mad, this bloke, thinking he's got any chance. But he actually raced very well, considering the saddle slipped once they left the barriers. He was a bit anxious in the barriers and jumped awkwardly in the saddle, slipped back a long way, and Matthew McGilvray was unable to fully test the horse. So it was a bit of just you've got to put a line through his last start. And his first run back, he clipped heels and nearly fell, and it was just a bit of a disaster at Dalby. So he's had 2 runs this time around with genuine excuses both times. And I suppose the only query with this guy will be the wet track. I'm not sure if he'll handle it or not, but you know, I know the horse is going well. So we just got to just sort of have a look at the race and see whether we go ahead and start him or wait for another day with him.
Yeah, sure. Of course, that the track at the Gold Coast currently rated at heavy 8, as mentioned, recording on Thursday. So keep an eye on that one in the coming 24 hours. Then we move over to Sunshine Coast on Sunday. One runner engaged there in Outback Gladiator, who's third up here in a Class 1 handicap over the mile, and looks a good race for him based on how he finished off last start.
Yeah, it does. I mean, he's the horse. I think I've got no doubt he likes galloping room. He got a bit cluttered up there the other day, and probably didn't appreciate that. I think he's a bit of a quirky horse. He likes to get to the outside and have room to move, and he likes the wet. So the wetter, the better for him on Sunday if it does happen to keep raining, and he'll take part in the race no matter what the track rating is. But he's a nice horse. But having said that, he's in a right race where he needs to show up and do something for us on Sunday.
And I guess importantly, he's 1 from 1 on the heavy. So as you say, rain, hail or shine, he's going around, and we know he gets through the wet.
Correct. Yeah. No, he's very fit, and I can't fault him. I mean, he's in good order, the horse. So he's, as I said, he's really got to put his hand up and perform for us on Sunday.
Very good, mate. Well, an interesting weekend of runners. Lots of variety there across a few different meetings. So good luck to yourself and Connections.
Good on you, Adam. Thanks, mate.